Hello and welcome to an exciting new video where I am going to show you how to do a standard sleeper cache in none other than a little tiny buzzard. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop in. I'm going to just walk through, do the whole site, explain everything that I'm doing, and then at the end of it, you should have enough knowledge and experience that you can go in and try to do one of these yourselves. You can get billions of ISK out of these loots. You're mainly looking for some really nice blueprint copies, but even if you don't get any of the really nice blueprint copies, you can still pick up a lot of blue loot and a lot of the isotropic deposition guides, a lot of good stuff, and still make a pretty penny by doing one of these sites. So without further ado, let's hop into the game. And we have already scanned down one of these standard sleeper sites. It's going to take about 95 scan strength to be able to scan one of these down. So make sure that you do have that before trying to attempt one of these. And you are also going to need both a data and relic analyzer. I suggest an integrated analyzer, whether that's ligature. If you're a skilled hacker, don't really need any bonuses, and want to save a little bit of iskies, you could go with the ligature. It's what I like. Or if you're a little bit newer, a little bit less experienced, have a lot more money, you could go with the Zegma, which really makes hacking a lot easier. I also do have this whole buzzard fit that we're going to be doing this in. I am going to have another video specifically about the buzzard fit. So you can go ahead and pause the video here, watch that other video if you're interested in that fitting, or you could watch this video, then watch that video later, or you can make your own fit if you're really feeling up to it. So let's go ahead and warp on down to the standard sleeper cache. This area has been hidden from prying eyes for years. Now the structure is responsible for cloaking the site is damaged, finally allowing for a way in. A quick survey indicates that this is a storage site, possibly used to store items collected by sleepers from all over the known space. What defenses or dangers lurk inside are uncertain, but the use of both a data analyzer and a relic analyzer are required. All right, so we first land in the foyer. There is one can to hack. You need to successfully hack this. You have 2 attempts. I believe it's just 2 attempts. It's not too terribly difficult. You hack it once, it's going to open a gate. If you fail to hack, just hack it quickly again. I think you have 30 seconds on your second hack. So if you just fail, just do it again, and you hopefully will be fine and can start the site. So we're going to go ahead and start hacking this. And here is a rule of 6 victory. A little side note, if you don't know what the rule of 6 victory is, this node has 6 nodes connecting it. It is connected on all sides. And because there was a harmful node there, we now know that the core node is going to be one of these 6 nodes. So we can go ahead and try all these, and there it is. Success, which opens up this fancy rift. We're going to go ahead and activate this rift and head into the logistics depot. So the standard sleeper site is split up into pretty much 3 rooms. You can kind of think of it. You have the front room, which is this thing here. You have the middle room, which is going to be this satellite and a little remote defense grid. And then you have the back room, which is going to be some turrets, some structures, and some cans that will eventually spawn. You can kind of see them. They're all darkened out right now. So first things first, let's tackle the first room. We're going to go ahead and scan these 4 cans. Or these 3 cans, just to see if anything is useful in them. So we're going to get 13 million out of the first one. That's pretty cool. And a blueprint copy, which might be useful. The mangled storage depot, we can scan it, but pro tip, we're going to hack it anyways. So even though it's got nothing in it, it has actual extra secrets. So we're going to find out about those soon. And then lastly, the mangled storage depot has a juicy 6 million ISK in it, so that's certainly worth hacking as well. So we're going to go ahead and hack all these cans. So let's head to the first can. And something that I forgot to say is that as soon as you land in this room, the first thing that you want to do is hit Control B to make a bookmark. So you're just going to make a bookmark in the middle of the site so that if you need to get back here, you certainly can. Another fun fact is that if you ever leave the site, you have 2 minutes to come back onto the site, or else it will despawn. Also, cloaking counts as not being on the site. So if you cloak up for over 2 minutes, the site will disappear, you'll lose it all, and it just won't be happy times for you. So I guess maybe don't do that. All right, let's go ahead and hack this next dented storage can and get the 12 million iskies. For these cans, the like lootable cans, you can hack them as many times as you need. They won't explode. However, they will start to trigger an alarm. So do keep an eye out on your local. If you fail too many cans, or even if you fail one can, you're going to be looking out on your local. If there is red, you're going to need to get out as soon as you can. And you can just burn away with a micro warp drive. You'll learn about how we're going to intentionally do this later in the video. So just watch the full video and then you will know what to do. And we're actually going to, I think, probably, okay, there we go, that. All right, cool. We are not going to fail this at all. All right, now we're going to this mangled storage depot that is in this location. It's this one all the time, every single time. And what we're going to do is hack it. When we successfully hack it, a alert alarm can is going to pop up. You need to then target and hack that alarm can as soon as possible, even before you loot this can, because if you let the alarm go, it's going to trigger the alarm, and then you're going to lose out on a bunch of the site. So, but on a successful one, on a successful hack of it, it's going to spawn another pristine, which is kind of like the best possible can. So it's going to hack. It's definitely worth doing if you feel confident in your hacking abilities. Got a bunch of 5s there. That ain't cool. All right. So then a defense alarm spawns right next to it. Go ahead and target it and hack this. There's a rule of 6 victory. And we hacked it, so we successfully dealt with it. And now a pristine spawns here. We can go ahead and cargo scan it, or you can just hack it, whatever you want. I'm going to cargo scan it because maybe it has poop in it. In this case, it has 19 million isk in it. So that's pretty good too. So let's go ahead and hack this. Making some good money already. All right. Another little fun fact about these sites is that as soon as you hack one can, it disappears off of your probe scanner. This is another reason why we put the bookmark on. And also it means that now we can only be scanned down by combat probes, not regular probes. So it gives you a little bit more safety, which is nice. Hopefully no one interrupts us, but we are in hostile nullsec, so you can never be too sure. There's the core. Let's get this. And let's grab the blue loot. We don't really need the stupid little module that's going to take up space. All right. Another nice and easy hack. Take the blue loot. And then you see this remote defense grid. Leave it alone for now. We'll be back for it. We're going to go ahead to these 3 coordinate plotting devices. And then once we're real close to them, what we're actually going to do is deploy our mobile depot. If you aren't using this buzzard fit, maybe you will do something different. But for us, we're going to deploy this mobile depot, and then we're going to hack these 3 plotting coordinate devices. When you hack one of these, it will put a coordinate item into your inventory automatically. You don't have to loot anything. It just immediately goes into your inventory. And so you're going to do that for all 3 of these. And then the last one. There we go. All right, and so now we have these X, Y, and Z coordinates. And we are going to put them, but before we do that, actually, let's go to our mobile depot. And we're going to switch out into our back room configuration. So I have a fit. It's called #1 standard sleeper. And we are going to refit into that configuration. And now I'm thinking I actually did pack too many boosters. So let's temporarily move those over there. So we can put things in here. We're going to put the EM hardener, the buffer, and the Ensil shield booster. And then in the low slot, we're going to put a damage control and a power so that we can actually turn on our buffer. And then make sure that we do, in fact, reload our booster. It's going to take a minute. And then we are good to go. We can put our boosters back into our container. And we're going to scoop our cargo, our mobile depot back into our cargo hold. All right. So now, if you see, there are 2 options here. There's the remote control calibration device, high power and low power. We want high power. High power. We're going to open the cargo, and we are going to put in our coordinates into the high power container. And that is going to turn this into a now calibrated long rift. So we're going to take this calibrated long rift, and it is going to bring us to the 3rd room way over here. As you can see, though, there are three turrets here. That can be a little bit scary, which is why we have our buffers and whatnot. We're going to warp over to this area.
Your Twitch viewers to watch an ad right now. So
all right, Twitch viewers are getting an ad. We're going to warp to this area. Oh, should I have put on an afterburner? No, I shouldn't have. Okay, I can go without an afterburner. Okay, we're going to warp to this area, and then we are going to orbit this remote defense grid unit. We are going to hack this remote defense grid as quick as possible. Speed is our friend here. We are going to also make sure that our EM shield hardener is on, and we are going to overheat our Ensil shield booster. And whenever we need shield, we're going to pulse it and make sure that's always overheated. And it should be pretty much fine. We are being a little bit overly cautious here, but this is the dangerous part of this little setup. And then once you have successfully hacked the remote defense grid, you're going to warp out of the site as quick as you can to any place. You go to the sun, you can go to whatever you want. Question for Twitch chat is how much scan strength did I say was needed? It's 95 scan strength. So again, I will reiterate that. Go ahead and do a pulse of our micro warp drive. Just get to the long rift quicker. All right.
Warp drive active.
And you do have a few seconds of targeting and vulnerability once you land, so you don't need to freak out too much. You can land here. You can say orbit. We're going to orbit 500. We're going to take some shots. We're going to rep that up. And once we get in a nice orbit, we should take even less damage. Do not use your micro warp drive. It will increase your signature, and you will maybe get really hit by a turret. We are sig tanking the turrets. There's a rule of 6 victory. There's the core. Warp out to the sun. Make sure you've bookmarked the site. Make sure that you do your Ansil shield boosters so we don't take any more shots to kill us. All right, we're good. You can go ahead and reload your shield booster. We might need a little bit more of it later on the site. And then as soon as you've warped to the sun, just go ahead and warp back to the site. Make sure that you are in the site within 2 minutes. Again, it will despawn if you do not get back in the site in 2 minutes. But we warp pretty fast, so not a problem there. Go ahead and take the Strange Rift back into the main part of the site. This is going to bring you back to the first room. And now I get to say Eve and CCP have bugs. So for some reason, when we do this, what it does, it turns off one turret. And then if we look closely at these other 2 turrets, when they fire, they're going to be shooting this remote defense grid. So again, we'll wait for it a little bit again. Look for like laser beams that are coming here. They, for some reason, hate this remote defense grid. It's the worst thing that they've ever seen. It killed their friend. Those are the lasers. They are going to target and shoot at that forevermore. So we no longer have to worry about them. Pretty nice, eh? So what we're going to go do now is go use this calibrated long rift. And we're going to go back to the 3rd room. And now, because of what we've done, the turrets don't care about us, and we can freely hack a bunch of loot cans. Make some dank iskies. This is going to be the majority of probably where the iskies we will make in this site is. Maybe about 50%. There's probably about like six-ish cans. All right, so here we can see 3 cans right now. However, there is also these impenetrable storage depots. When we get close to them, just move your ship just physically close to them. They will then turn into hackable, lootable cans. So let's go get this dented storage can first. And now we can use our micro warp drive, totally fine. Because those turrets really don't care about us anymore. Come on. Oh, come on. There's a rule of 6 victory. And a lot of this stuff can be very heavy, so do kind of be aware about that. Like particularly the isotropic deposition guides. And if you need a little bit of extra space, because normally our normal fit has an expanded cargo hold. If you do actually need a little bit more space, you could keep your mobile depot down and actually use it as a temporary storage space. Because it does have a pretty big storage capacity. 3. Interesting. Core could be right here. It's not. Okay, so it's got to be... Okay, there it is. That was pretty close, but we got it. But there's only RAM in there, so not very useful. Now we're going to go approach this thing that doesn't look like anything. But when we actually get close, it's going to turn into a different item. There it is. Target and hack. There's the core. Nice, easy hack. And we got 4 million. Not too bad. Going for this intact storage depot. Whenever you get a wrench, immediately use it. Even if it looks like you're going to overflow, you don't actually overflow. You just get more health. So like here I can show it's 113. We click again. It's 119, even though it looks all the way full. Ooh, core could be there. Yep, there it is. If you guys are curious about how I'm such a good hacker, I have a video that kind of is just a workflow of where I explain where I do a lot of my hacking. It's a pretty old video. Maybe I'll do it again. But I have one for hacking and scanning, and I would definitely recommend checking it out. Maybe I'll even link to it down below. All right, here is the last can in the back room. Oh, but I need to detarget stuff. All right. And 10 million, not bad. All right, but then, yeah, okay, I've filled up on space. I can't get any more isotropic deposition guides. But that's fine. Okay, now, since we've done the rest of this back room, we're going to go ahead and warp out and warp back again. It's just the quickest way to do it. And we are going to start the third part of the site. Third part? I don't know. I'm going to call it the third part. Which is to get into the bonus secret room. That's right. There's a bonus secret room. Looks like we've hacked everything, but we haven't actually. So what we're going to do now is remember the remote defense grid. We are now going to intentionally trigger it. We are going to intentionally make the site explode. If you ever unintentionally make the site explode, just do the same thing as we're about to do. So whenever we fail a hack, there is going to be a chance for the alarm to raise one level. Every level, it has a higher % chance to actually pop and actually do the alarm, in which case a bunch of gas clouds are going to spawn in 30 seconds. And so we are going to intentionally trigger it, and then we're going to fly away from these gas clouds. And then some explosions are going to happen, spoiler alert, and we are going to open up a new rift in the area, and we are going to go into that rift. So without further ado, let's go ahead and showcase that. So the remote defense grid. Also, if you happen to be flying a ship that has guns or something, you can actually just shoot the sleeper enclave and it will also trigger the alarm. So we're going to go ahead and start this, and then we're going to fail it. And it says alarm raised to level 1. We're going to hack it again. We're going to fail it again. And the alarm was not raised that time. We're going to go ahead and hack it again. We're going to fail it again. Alarm raised to level 2. Just rinse and repeat until you see a bunch of red text in local. Level 3. All right, there it is. Just double click. Just go any direction. I like to go just up. If you have an afterburner, it's going to be pretty tight. But if you have a micro warp drive, then yeah, you're not really worried at all. You have a lot of leeway. We're also going to go ahead and kind of like head towards the middle area of the room. You have 30 seconds till the clouds come. There they are. And then they're going to expand again, at least on the far sides. And there's going to be an explosion in the middle.
Hey, you there.
Then they expanded. Something weird happens in the middle. Oh no. Spatial rift uncovered. The massive explosion of the Guardian extermination unit has unlocked a spatial rift. Where could it lead to? Just have a nice little explosion. So pretty. All right, but now there's this spatial rift. We're going to go ahead and hit activate gate. We can use our micro warp drive. And then be careful because a turret will spawn and it will shoot at us and it might do a lot of damage, especially depending on how your traversal is, when your traversal is. So just be ready to also use some more Ancil cap charges. It's generally not a problem. There it spawned. There it shot it, but it missed us completely, so no worries at all. And now we warp away to the third secret room. Empty? A murky cloud obscures the area you're entering, but nothing seems to be hiding in it. At least the cloud is not damaging you, so exploring a bit should be fine. The question is there anything out there? So, it looks like there's nothing out here, right? But just wait a little bit. And then this remote defense grid will spawn. So we're going to go near the remote defense grid. But before we actually do anything with it, we are going to go ahead and put a mobile depot down again. So it is time to refit back into our regular hacking fit. So after this room, we'll be done with the site and we'll be ready to continue on our merry exploration way, doing our regular old data and relic sites. So just wait for this. And now I will explain what's going to happen here. We are going to hack this remote defense grid successfully, hopefully. No, successfully. And once we do that, 4 new cans will spawn along with a 3-minute timer. You need to hack as many of these cans as you can and get as many goodies as you can in the time limit. At the end of the time limit, they explode. They don't actually do any damage to you, so don't worry. You can be right next to them. They just poof, basically. And there is also a last extra, I think it's called another like remote defense grid unit something. It spawns near the same area. If you hack it, you reset the timer up to 3 minutes. So you could do like 2 of them and then hack the extra time and then do 2 other ones if you want. Or you can just scan the cans and see what cans you want to hack. Or you can just hack all of them if you're a good enough hacker. That's what we're going to be doing. All right, so our mobile depot is ready here. So let's go ahead and refit back. targeting script. Oh, it might need to be in here. Is this? Oh, cargo scanner. That's what I'm missing. Okay. And then rearrange everything so it's proper again. Go ahead and scoop up your depot. Don't forget to scoop up your depot. Target the remote defense grid and start hacking like the wind. I like to just kind of go in this order. Oh, a 5. Again, it doesn't matter if you fail these hacks, so speed is key. Just go, go, go. We got 1 million in there, not really worth our time. So we probably should have scanned that one out, right? Heading over to the dented storage depot. Might be useful. There is a pristine can in here as well, which is definitely what you want to focus on if you got to focus on something. There's that. Dented storage can has 9 million. Not bad, not bad. Head into the pristine. We sadly didn't get any really cool blueprints yet. There's still 2 cans. But we'll see what happens. You can also get something crazy like 200 million ISK in blue loot. So they're definitely worth doing. They can kind of sometimes feel like a... Ooh, here we go. 22 million and a blueprint. Also, if you didn't know, this is where polarized BPCs come from. If you get a nice 10 run of polarized torpedoes, it's a few hundred million. Not bad, not bad. I think the polarized mega pulse that we got is not super useful, but we'll check it out. Oh. All right, and last can has a BPC and just a few blue loot. All right, so we managed to pick up 3 BPCs. Generally, you get more BPCs than this. But that is the superior or standard sleeper site walkthrough. We did it 100% completion. We got some goodies. Looks like 250 million to make this, and it sells for less than 250 million estimate. So that's a bum blueprint. Polarized Mega Pulse, only 1 run, make for 11, sell for 22, so like another 10 million. Not great. And the crossbow focused, can't imagine this will be very useful. 6 million to build, 8 million to sell. Not very useful at all. But in loot, we made 100 million ISK for the site. There's the explosions. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you learned enough to be able to take on one of these sites yourselves. And happy travel. Interesting explorations. Fly safe, all that cool jazz. I'll put some videos up in the corners and whatnot for you guys to watch in the doobly-doo description down below. And I'll see you guys next time.